Hello everyone, Assistant Narrator Richardson signing in. And I like the idea of a Dyson sphere. The fact that it's a structure, well, a mega structure, that goes all around the sun to harness its energy. It's just so cool. Anyway, let's get started with the SCP, shall we? Item number SCP 4792. Restriction level, level 4, classified. Object class, Keter. Threat level, black. Special containment procedures. Information regarding SCP-4792 is to be located and deleted by web crawler io-reckoning-slave as soon as it is detected. No further containment procedures are necessary for the time being. Description: SCP-4792 refers to a Class 5 megastructure encompassing a star near the Crux constellation. SCP-4792's primary function is to harvest all energy output of its captive star, a structure known as a Dyson sphere. In addition, SCP-4792 is capable of launching von Neumann probes, self-replicating spacecraft, toward other planetary systems for the purpose of replicating itself around each system's host star. SCP-4792 operates under two mechanisms, one inner thaumaturgical and one outer mechanical mechanism. The inner mechanism is a self-centering barrier, capable of allowing energy, but not matter, to pass through it. The outer mechanism is comprised of shielding, as well as energy harvesting devices, presumed to be solar panels or some variety thereof, and computational machinery. Assembly factories have also been observed on its surface. Inside SCP-4792's mechanical chassis is an artificial intelligence, henceforth POI-4792, inhabiting an internal computational matrix. POI-4792 has not responded to hailing attempts, nor otherwise acknowledged the Foundation's existence. However, after exploiting weaknesses in POI-4792's database, numerous files have been retrieved. These files of significance are attached below. All recovered texts have been translated using an anomalous linguistical application device. And here are the significant files. T+1. Today marks the year-long anniversary of the start of the Great Containment Project. It is a momentous occasion, for it highlights the day we began to change our destinies. I, Gator Ippolet, am honoured to hold this position of leadership in the Containment Project. I promise that when it's over, our children will be free to roam this wonderful universe without worries of extinction. The history of the project dates back longer than any records will show. A prophecy that is still taught to our children is the centre of the project, as I'm sure you all know. But do you remember its details? How often have you looked at the prose of its writings? Allow me but a brief moment to recite to you its verses, just as the elder prophet spoke it. Come gather, my fellow brothers, for I shall tell you a tale like no other, of which the eternal slumber will fall. Arise one day a dark god shall, around the star of Chiasmus, and in his madness blacken the skies, consuming the world with iron teeth, and silence shall dawn upon all life, lest a night arise to defend it. My dearest comrades, this is what the ancient god spoke to his prophets millennia ago. Truly a tragic prophecy, but not one that must take effect. If we examine the last line of this poem, you'll find that our fates can be deterred by a knight who shall defend all life. My friends, we are the knights. Our strongest sages have already erected the most powerful barrier known to our kind around Yossipossi. It glows a soft pink and encompasses the entire star. Truly, the most monumental of accomplishments. But we did not plan to stop there, of course, for we could ensure a bright future for our kind even beyond what we planned. That's why I'm proud to announce Operation Sheaf, a move to construct a hypothesized stellar shell. With over 2 million workers and minds with enough material to strip normal planets in mere years, we plan on encasing the entire star in not only a magical barrier, but a mechanical one as well. Not only shall we keep Mashet, the dark god, locked in his cell, we shall use his home to power our own advances into the cosmos. Praise Awet, cursed be Mashet. Let us all rejoice for such a momentous occasion. Alright, that should be good enough for the speech. They want me to write one of these every year of the project. Like I'll live that long. I already have white feathers. Anyways, I thought I'd run this by you just to be sure it's not inaccurate. I don't want those egghead politicians to be giving me a barking behind the scenes, if you get what I mean. It was hard enough to get this position in the first place, but I'm certain this will put both of us into the history books. Praise Awet, and cursed be Mashet. Sincerely, Geta Ipaulet. T plus 25. 25 years, huh? Feels a lot shorter than that. They stopped asking me to make speeches on the project when they realised how long it would take. What idiots. Did they expect this thing to be done by the turn of the century? I still have to send a data report on the sphere every year, but what do I tell them? They're politicians. They need something they can preach to the masses to get votes. I just take what's true and spin it to be beneficial to them so I can secure more funding. I've already gone through this rant a dozen times through this journal, I suppose. There's no use babbling again, though I assume it's healthy for me. The job's given me a lot of stress, but it's my legacy, and I'm certain I'll be invested in it to the very end. It's just that everything's too limited. Not enough funding, not enough workers, not enough materials, whatever. We need to fix things up. Proposals have been made countless times, but there's a new one that I think has promise. Synthetics have begun to emerge as personalised house-caring tools back on Leaper's rim, being capable of specialisation and modification. We could promise faster results to the president if we get more money, invest in this new robot trend, and possibly create factories to produce near-limitless workers. Energy would be a bit of an issue at first, but that's not exactly a problem once you have part of a stellar shell up and running. Either way, whatever happens, I'll need to pick a designated successor soon. I'm already in my late 70s, and I probably will have to undergo some surgeries to keep my body up to speed. I've got another 40 years tops, and I'll probably be forced out of the position within 20. I'll give them a fight before I do though. You can expect that from old Geta. Praise Awet and curse Mashet. Sincerely, Geta Ipaulet. T plus 50. Today marks the 50th anniversary of our containment efforts. That bastard Mashet won't be able to escape this once we're done. I'm certain of it. Funding still runs relatively low, but when doesn't it? Either way, we've made great strides. Our workforce now consists of 90% synthetics, which is quite the notch up from 75% a year ago, or 0% from 2 decades ago. They follow commands effortlessly, and they don't tire. The speed at which they work is still vastly superior, and in hindsight, I'm ashamed we didn't do it sooner. All of them are under my control. We're still a long way from completing the structure though. Our earliest estimates presume within the next dozen million years. but we'll be providing near limitless energy in about 2 million. That is, of course, assuming we don't speed up the process even further. There's also the issue of conflicting interests with the government. Since we generate a lot of energy as is and consume massive amounts of materials, even if we generate them all ourselves, it's tiring. And then, of course, there's me. I'm already over 100, and I've got only a few years left until I drop dead. I've poured half my life into this project, and I have an irrational fear that everything I've worked towards will collapse as soon as I'm gone. This shell is like a child of mine now, and I don't want to abandon it while it's still an infant. That's why I'm going to be going through a specialized procedure. It's a side project of a group of scientists and I have been working on for a decade now, and we're finally ready to use it. We've designed a synthetic body perfectly mimicking my own, and its network is a neural duplicate of my brain. We plan on uploading my consciousness to the robot. The procedure will kill me, but I'm expecting that. If it succeeds, my duplicate will be eternal. If you hear nothing of me from now on, I am dead. And my duplicate is dead as well. Cursed be Machette. Sincerely, Geta Ippolet. T plus 51. The turn of a year marks my rebirth as an immortal machine. There are, of course, some downsides that we didn't foresee when transferring my consciousness over, that are certainly going to set me back. However, the pros outweigh the cons. All issues I face at the current moment are temporary. As time continues, there will only be benefits. The two primary concerns are firstly, the inability to operate my body cohesively, and secondly, the longevity of my electronic brain. The TREPPIST brain interacts far differently than how a machine acts, and although our neurological pathways are identical, the way they interact with the limbs are different. As such, I am incapable of moving my limbs for an indefinite time. No matter. The latter issue is the main point. Sometime likely within the next 10,000 years, my subatomic processes may be struck by a stray particle, decay, or experience some form of mutation. From what they've told me, the chances of something happening that may cause a serious issue in logic functionality are plausible, but should be fixable given enough technological advancement by our species. They assure me there is nothing to worry about, but I am uneasy. Oh well. For the time being, all is going wonderfully. My mind is capable of instantly linking with the mainframe of the administration, and I'm not limited by our own species' shortcomings. I can command the robotic workers with a few lines of code, and I can also use them to move me from place to place. I'm able to perform complex calculations with ease, and make reflex-fast decisions. Truly, this will be a turning point of the project. I am elated. Cursed be Machette. Sincerely, Geta. T plus 127. Yearly update, number 76. Gestalt intelligence integration has been successful so far. My brain has successfully been connected to a wireless broadcasting system, effectively allowing me to manually control each synthetic, as well as them providing me with more computer power. All biological administrators besides a few technicians have left the project, leaving me to perform the entirety of the operation. This has been beneficial for me. However, I have lost all government support due to the reallocation of resources. This has been a setback, but a backup plan has already been put into effect. I have allocated a portion of my computing power to automatically locate planets with large amounts of resources, and will launch a group of synthetics to replicate and transport construction materials back here. I am saddened that the politicians back on Leper's Rem don't seem to understand the importance of this project. Machete is a threat to everything we stand for. Can't they see that? That will be all. Getter. T plus 163. Yearly update number 112. Relations with the government have deteriorated. All attempts to communicate with them return no responses. This is no matter, since they have not interfered with the project at all for 16 years. I am at least thankful in this regard. My plans for the structure are becoming more ambitious. I had decided to try to further integrate my consciousness with the mainframe, and this has been going smoothly. I suspect that I will have abandoned my body entirely by the end of the century and have a dedicated central core unit which my brain will operate from within 2 centuries. Very exciting. Getter. T plus 341. Decade Report 290. Integration has been completed. The core room is perfectly secure and governs the structure entirely. Estimated readings suspect 0.1% of the sheath is to complete by T plus 3639. Above expectations, since our initial idealism indicated it to be completed much later. Still no contact from the capital. I assume they have forgotten my existence. It's better that way. I'll be disabling all communication technology from now on. I don't wish for any chance of external interference. T plus 3651. Century Report. As expected, 0.1% has been achieved slightly before expected times. Good results. However, a larger astronomical collision has been detected elsewhere on the barrier. If such an astronomical collision occurred on the structure, it would have destroyed a quarter of what is currently constructed. Thankfully, it did not, and the barrier's integrity has upheld. Despite this, I am concerned in the future such events may destroy parts of the stellar shell. We must construct shielding to prevent such occurrences. No further updates. T plus 10,051. Millennium Report. They were wrong. I feel fine. T plus 18,698. I was alerted to a breach of my systems earlier this year. Nothing was harmed, but nonetheless, the breach occurred. From what I can gather, a spacefaring race of unknown kind found my project and tried to contact me. I presume it was through physical interaction with one of the computers of the administration office, which I hadn't touched in a long time, so they could circumvent my deactivated communication devices. They appear to have deciphered some of our language, or perhaps the government taught them how. They sent me this. Hello, Keshumat, constructor of wonders. For a very long time we have observed your progress in building this massive structure. The magic you have used to set up the barrier is beyond our wildest machinations. We would like to request your guidance for our species, since you bear much knowledge. We have attached the coordinates of our colonies should you feel in need to send an envoy. I placed the list of coordinates into a category listed as potential planets. I forgot what it does, but I'm certain it should go there. I then replied with the following. Hello, I am very busy. Perhaps you could speak with the government instead. I have attached their coordinates below. Thank you. The creatures returned to me and stated there were no planets at such coordinates, but they did find a few asteroids. Their navigation must be wrong, but I was not to judge. I will continue to keep in contact with this species. Perhaps they will be more cooperative than the last. T plus 19,051. Millennium Report. There have been no responses from the new creatures in hundreds of years. In addition, a few years following the contact, occasional bombardments of the structure have taken place, and stopped about 146 years ago. Biologicals are untrustworthy. I have patched the loophole they used to bypass my disabled hailing systems. I will not cooperate with them anymore. In other news, 0.5% of the sheath is completed. This is good. T plus 33,572. 1% is complete. We are beginning to experiment with technology that may make energy matter conversion viable. This will help significantly in the project, as we will no longer have to extract resources from other planets. I do occasionally wonder how many planets we have mined already. Otherwise, all is quiet. T plus 89,952. 2% is complete. All is still quiet. T plus 136,929. 5% is complete. T plus 303,777. 20%. T plus 1,374,007. 50. T plus 2,235. And it is done. The Dark God is locked under key. I shall wait for his wailing response of horrific realization, and I will mock him, finally. T plus 2,238. It has been 3 years. Nothing has happened. Machette remains silent despite his defeat. I have been waiting eagerly for him to speak. I say, please speak, Machette. What are your words of loss? But he doesn't answer. I was confused. Machette, speak. Speak, Machette. Then I realized what happened. All those years ago, Machette escaped before we closed the star in. He knew I would arise. The Knight, to defeat him and trap him forever. To destroy the prophecy. He ran, fast and fast, so that he would not die. He thought I would spend so long here that my progress would be deterred when I found he escaped. That must be what happened. He knows I do not know which star he has run to. I suspect he has run to the nearest stars, one of them, because he is unthinking and lazy. He is slumbering, waiting for my despair. I will not despair. Machette can hide, Machette can run, but there are only so many stars in the universe. Machette, and when the last star remains under my careful eye, you will die. It will take a long, long time before our final battle will take place, Machette. But know it is coming, and you will be killed when the universe is locked away and darkened under metal. I will change reality's destiny, and there is nothing that can stop me. And that's the end of the document. Damn. It looks like the night wasn't the night after all. You do feel sorry, Lola, we're trapped up there for like 2 million years. They had to go mad at that point, even if they're... And are they an AI technically now? I don't know. I'm just a narrator working for the Foundation. Anyway, that's it for this one. Goodbye. Hello there, Creepy Otter here. Firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to Yossipossi for this one. It was amazing. And the fact that you were partially inspired by Stellaris makes it way better. So thank you so much. Their information will be in the description below. And I'm back. I had a week off looking after my dog, but I'm back in full force. I really enjoyed recording this one, and I'll keep carrying on. Talking about recording, I now have a TikTok for videos, for narrations actually, that are too short to upload to YouTube. So go follow that if you want to see some extra content from me. As always, go to my description for my Patreon and my Twitter for updates. That's it from me. Goodbye.